So welcome everybody to Stretch. Thank you for coming. Happy Tuesday, Cinco de Mayo. I appreciate you all coming here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute everybody, but I'm going to allow you to unmute yourself. So if you need something, feel free to unmute and ask. Yep, unmute. So we're going to get started. We are recording. Let me change my screen so I can see all you beautiful people. Awesome, there you are. All right, let me start my timer. So we're gonna do full body. However, I'm gonna focus on some shoulders. Nina said that her shoulders are a little stiff, but I also noticed after some of today's core exercises that my hips were really tight. So I knew we needed to stretch those out. So let me start my little trusty timer here so that we can stay on track. So what I want you to do first, we're gonna stretch the neck. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take our right hand. We're going to place it up and over onto the left side of our head, but we're not going to use it as a weight. We're going to merely use it as a guide to hold. We're going to take our left hand. We're going to push our left hand to the ground, take our palm all the way down as far as you can. So you're feeling the stretch, if you can see, from my earlobe to the top of my shoulder. So we're going to push that down. No weight on the top of your head. It's just a mere holding it. And take some nice deep breaths. Oh, we just had another join. Who's joining? I don't know who that is. Yeah, ooh, two more. Excellent, excellent. See when their pictures come up. But we're going to keep stretching the side. I'm going to hold it for another 10 seconds. Another 5. Okay, slowly bring yourself back up to center. You always want to reset. You'll see that I do that a lot. You always want to reset yourself before you go into the next stretch. Now we're going to do the opposite side. We're going to take the left hand. We're going to bring it up and over and on the right side of the head. Then we're going to take that right hand and we're going to extend it down and really, really push to the ground. Like you're trying to push yourself up, but you're not lifting yourself. Again, getting the stretch from your earlobe to the top of your shoulder. Great job. Yes.
Is it weird that I would have tingling on my arm?
That means you're pushing too far. Don't push as hard if you're getting the tingling. Yes, that means that means you're just overextending. So what you're gonna want to do if you do feel that tingling, you're gonna want to just not push as hard to the ground. Let it up a little bit. You'll notice that in some of the stretches, if you start to get a tingling feeling in a leg, that means you're just overextending, overstretching the muscles that we're trying to work. So just don't push as hard if you get there and let me know so we can adjust. Another 5 seconds. Slowly bring yourself back up. We're going to reset. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take it from the center. So what we're going to do is we're going to take both hands. I'm going to place them up and over. Ladies, the best areas, like if you have a ponytail, that's where you want your hands to be. Gentlemen, it's going to be the bottom of your scalp. So what you want to do is bring your hands up and over. You're going to want your elbows nice and tight. See how mine are close? Once you get in that position, you're going to want to bring your chin to your chest. You're not using any weight from the hands, but you want to bring the chin to the chest. So when I'm going to turn around, so you can feel the stretch on the top of your spine. So your hands are going to be here, and you're going to pull it down. So you'll get the stretch here. Take some nice deep breaths. Your deep breath should be about 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out. I'm going to hold this for another 10 seconds. And slowly bring your arms back down. You're going to reset. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take that right arm. We're going to cross our chest because we're really going to try to open up that back. So taking the right arm directly across, we're gonna take the left hand and bring it up. One thing you wanna make sure that you're doing is you're not putting your hand on your elbow. So when you're bringing your left hand up, either put it on your bicep, tricep, or you're gonna put it on your forearm. Because the elbow is a very weak spot, you don't wanna apply pressure. And then you really wanna open up that back. You should be feeling this in that shoulder of the arm that's across your chest. Take some nice deep breaths. Really feel that stretch. Tell your body to let go. Another 10 seconds. Slowly bring your arms down, reset your shoulders, shake it out. Now we're gonna do the other side. You're gonna take that left hand, bring it across your chest. Take that right hand and bring it up. Again, same thing, making sure you're not on the elbow. You're either in front of it or behind it. But really try to open those shoulders up. Try to bring your shoulders together in the front. Really try to open it up. Another 10 seconds. Great form, everyone. We're gonna slowly bring our arms back down. So now we're gonna stretch our chest. I'm gonna show you two options. So I'm gonna turn around. So what you wanna do, the first one, if you can, it doesn't matter what side you grab. So you're gonna take one hand, whatever you're comfortable with, and grab a hold of your bicep. If you can, that's great. And then I want you to push your shoulder blades together. See how my chest is pushed out? If you can't grab your bicep, another one to do is you can take your hands together, clasp them, and bring your elbows together. The same stretch, you'll feel the same thing. It's just whatever your level of mobility is. So get in your position, really push those shoulder blades together. Open up that chest. Great job. Nice form, everyone. Another 15 seconds. Perfect. We can release it down. Now let's do some tricep, bicep, forearm. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna put your hand directly in front of you, almost like you're telling somebody to stop. You wanna make sure that your shoulder is in line with your wrist. I want you to take your left hand or the opposite hand, doesn't matter which one you start with, we're gonna do both. I want you to grab all 5 fingers. I'll turn sideways so you can see me. And I want you to apply pressure backwards. You should feel this on the top of your forearm, all the way up your arm. Turn sideways, you wanna make sure that you're keeping that arm straight. Another 5 seconds, we're gonna flip it over. Okay, wiggle it out. Now we're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna point your fingers down so you have your bicep facing up. Then I want you to do the same thing. Grab all 5 fingers and push. You should feel this in your bicep. Take some nice deep breaths. Remember, breath should be about 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out, nice and slow. Hold this for another 5 seconds. And slowly release it down. Okay, let's wiggle it out. Now we're going to do the opposite side. Again, we're going to put it out like we're telling somebody to stop. Going to take that opposite hand, hold on to all 5 of your fingers. Again, making sure that your shoulder is in line with your wrist, and push your fingers back. Hold this for another 10 seconds. And slowly release it down. Take it out. Now we're going to do the same thing, flipping it over again. Palm down, holding your fingers, pushing them back, making sure that the shoulder is in line with the wrists. Great job, everyone. Hold it for another 10 seconds. Okay, we can shake those out. I'm going to do one more tricep one. I'm going to turn around to show you this one. What I want you to do at first is I want you to take your right arm. I want you to bring it up and over, but I want your hand in the center of your back. I don't want it on your over here. I don't want it close right behind you. I want it in the center of your back. Then I want you to take that left hand. I want you to bring it up and cup your elbow. Once you have your elbow cupped, I want you to push your arm down. Keeping your hand in the center of your back. I don't want you to go over here, come backwards, the center of your back to get the best stretch. You should be feeling it in your tricep, which is right underneath here. Take some nice deep breaths, and we're gonna hold this stretch. Great job, everyone. Let me see. Great job. Take some nice deep breaths. About 5 more seconds. And slowly bring your arms back down. I'm gonna reset. Now I'm going to take the opposite arm. I'm going to do the same thing. Bring it up and over, keeping it in the center of your back. It's very important to stay there. And I want you to take that right hand. I want you to bring it up to your elbow, and I want you to cup it. Once you're there, I want you to apply pressure, keeping your hand in the center of your back. Once you feel that stretch in your tricep, then you know you're there, and focus on your breathing. Another 10 seconds. And slowly bring your arms back down. So now with this next one, we're going to stretch the lower back, then we're going to do some obliques before we do some legs and some hips. So what I want you to do is I want you to get into a wider stance. What I want you to do is you can have your arms out, you can have them on your waist, whatever's easier for you. What we're going to do is we're going to turn. You should really just try to keep your hips straight and turn and look behind you. Really stretching that lower back, especially after some of the core exercises that we did today. This will definitely help Stretch any tightness. Again, slow and controlled. Going side to side. Really stretching out that lower back. Another 5 seconds. Okay, perfect. Now what we're gonna do is I want you to take a wider stance, even the one you just had. What we're gonna do is we're gonna first go straight down. I want you to push your hips back. So you start to feel this around your glutes, down your hamstrings. And I want you to put your hands on the floor if you can. If you can't, you can keep them on your quads or your knees or your calves, depending on what your level of mobility is. But if you can, try to put your hands down directly in front of you. Focus on your breathing. Really push those hips back. The further you push your hips back, the deeper the stretch in your hamstring. Another 10 seconds. Slowly bring yourself back up. You always want to recenter. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to one side. Doesn't matter what side you go to because we're going to do both. So go down to one side, put your hands at your ankle. And try to bring your nose to your knee. You should feel this in that same, the side that you're going down, you should feel that in that hamstring, the same one, a deeper stretch. Another 10 seconds. Slowly bring yourself back up. Recenter your hips. Once we get ourselves centered, now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the opposite side. Again, bring your hands to your ankle. Try to bring your head to, or your nose to your knee. Really stretching out that hamstring. Even stretching the obliques of the side that you're stretching. Another 10 seconds. Okay, slowly bring yourself back up. Now what we're going to do is you're going to walk your feet in a little bit. We're going to get down to what we call a yogi squat. We're going to work some of our hips and try to stretch out our hip flexors and our inner thighs. So what I want you to do is get into a nice wide stance. Bring yourself down to a squat. Go down as far as you can. Once your elbows are at your knees, I want you to push them out. You should really feel this in your groin, your hip muscles. Actually feel it in the joint. If you want to make it a little deeper of a stretch, you could add a sway right to left, like an inch or two. Wouldn't go crazy. Really pushing your hands out, keeping those knees out. Really opening up those hips. Hold this for another 10 seconds. Okay, you guys can put your hands on the ground, walk your knees down, nice and gentle. You may not want to be on a mat for this. You may want to just make sure that your knees are off. But what you're going to do is you're going to take a nice wide stance with your knees. What I want you to do is to keep your ankles in line with your knees, as wide as you can get them, hands in front of you. And then I want you to push your hips back. You should really feel this in the hips. Once you feel that stretch, start taking some nice deep breaths. Everybody's form looks good. Really focus on that stretch, get those hips stretched. Another 5 seconds. Okay, slowly bring yourself back up. You can put your legs on your mat. What you're gonna do is you're gonna apply weight to one side. It doesn't matter what side you're gonna start with because we're gonna do both. I want you to extend one of your legs, keeping the weight on the opposite, and really push your leg out as far as it can go. You can walk your hands out so you feel that stretch in the inner thigh. Inner thigh and in the hips is where you should feel this stretch. Keep your toes pointed forward. Nice straight leg. Another 10 seconds, and we're gonna switch sides. Slowly bring that leg back in, reset yourselves. Then I want you to apply the weight on the opposite leg. Extend the one we did not just extend out as far as you can. Walk your arms out. You feel that stretch in the inner thighs and in your hips. Take some nice deep breaths. Oh, there's a puppy. We have a visitor. Another 10 seconds. Okay, slow and controlled, bring that leg back in. I'm gonna turn sideways so you can see the next one. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna do a downward dog. So what we're gonna do is put your hands directly in front of you. You're gonna push yourself up so that you make almost like a triangle. When you're at this point, what I want you guys to do is to see how my heels are off the ground? I want you to push them to the ground. At this point, you should feel the stretch in your calves because that's what we're trying to stretch. If you don't, you can walk yourself closer or you can put yourself further till you feel that stretch. Once you're in that spot, then focus on your breathing. I'm gonna hold this for another 10 seconds. Now what I want you to do, we're still gonna work the calves, but we're gonna do one side. So what I want you to do is to bend one knee, bring the heel off the ground, but really extend the other leg and keep the heel on the ground. So we're only lifting one. Another 10 seconds, and we're gonna switch sides. And switch. We're gonna lift the other heel, pushing the one that was just in the air down to the ground. Gonna hold that for another 10 seconds. And slowly bring your heels back down. Now what we're gonna do is you can bring your knees to the ground, get on all fours. Now we're gonna do an ab stretch. So we'll walk our hands out, still being on all four, and then we're gonna bring our hips down. Once our hips are down, you can walk your hands back and get into that stretch and look up to the ceiling. Great job, everyone. Another 10 seconds. Slowly push yourself back onto all four. Nice reset. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn over and sit. Okay, actually I'll turn sideways so you can see what we're gonna do. So you're gonna take your right leg, or actually it doesn't matter what leg you start with because you're gonna do both. You're gonna bring your foot up and over onto the quad. Once you're there, you're gonna bend the knee and then push yourself up. So you should feel this in the hamstring, the glutes. Put a nice tall back. I don't want you to be slouched down. I want you to be nice and tall. Yeah, just like that. Push yourself up so you feel it right in the glute. Take some nice deep breaths. Another 10 seconds. Slowly let that leg down. Now we're gonna uncross them. Now we're gonna bring that other leg crossed over, put the foot on the quad. Once you're there, bend your knee and push yourself up. Take some nice deep breaths. Another 10 seconds. Slowly let your leg back down. I'm going to turn front so you can see me. You want to extend your legs out. I'm going to take the right leg. We're going to bring it over. Bring your heel as close to the outer glute as you can. Once it's as far as you can, I want you to grab your knee like this and sit up nice and tall. This is a nice one for the back, really stretching out the back. You should feel it in your glute. Another good one for that. Nice and tall, almost like you have a string pulling you up the top. Nice tall back. Take some nice deep breaths. Hold this for another 10 seconds and we're going to switch. And slowly bring the leg down. I'm going to switch it over. We're going to bring the opposite leg over, bringing that heel as close to the glute as you can on the outer thigh. Once it's there, bring your knee to your chest, sit up nice and tall. Another 10 seconds. And slowly bring your leg back down. And believe it or not, we're gonna get into our final pose of the day, which is my favorite. We're gonna get into the child's pose. So what that is, we're gonna get on all fours. I want your hips in line with your knees. I want you to walk your hands in front of you, giving you like an angle. Once you're there, I want you to slowly push yourself back, bringing your glutes to your calves, and sit down as far as you can. Really, really stretching out the arms. Taking some nice deep breaths. Another 15 seconds. All right, fantastic, everybody. I'm gonna unmute you all. Thank you all for coming. Liz, your dog knocked your camera.
The doggies are everywhere.
I saw. I love seeing all your animals and Jack's dog. Look at the dog. Oh, I love it. Diane, I didn't see your dog today.
Oh, they were here.
Okay, I must have just missed them. So I just wanted to let you know we do have an announcement, or a couple announcements. You should have all gotten your email about the 28-day, or not, excuse me, the new challenge that's starting in May. There's been a lot of communication. If you guys aren't sure about it or didn't see it, let us know. We can definitely touch base with you. Also this Friday at 11, Nina has her nutrition call. If you can join, please do. Highly recommended. And then we have stretch on Saturday at 9:15. So that's what we have going on this week. I hope you all get to enjoy the beautiful weather because it's been beautiful for 2 days. And I hope you all, I hope you all have a wonderful week.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right,
You
guys,
too,
make sure you drink a lot of water. You're welcome. Thank you. Bye, cutie. Thank you for
Bye-bye.
coming.
Miss you all.
Bye, we miss you.
Safe travels, Liz.
Happy
Yes, safe travels, everybody.
Hi,
Cinco.
Bye, guys.
everybody.
Crash.